Well, it's obviously your first week in Bellator as far as, being on the ground and getting ready for a fight. Talk about the experience, just kind of what the mood's like, what it's been like for you.
It's just been exciting. Like when you wake up for like a new job, even though it's the same old job, but you're just like, you know what, this is a new job, and you want to put your best foot forward, and you're just excited. And I'm just excited to get back in there.
I know that it doesn't necessarily pertain directly to you, but you look at the track record of UFC fighters that have come over to Bellator, they haven't exactly all been great right out of the gate. Have you taken any lessons, seen like maybe mistakes those guys made coming in and, maybe underestimating the competition or not being ready for what they were going to face?
No, I think for them, I really don't know what they were going on. Like for me, my thing is I can always fight the best in the world. So like I'm ready to fight the best guy if he's, the new up-and-comer, like Javi. Javi's, a young guy. Like the heavyweight division's all 30 years plus, and he's under 30. So he's, he's the next new breed. Like he's the, the guy that you have to look out for. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, so we're gonna do some MMA math, and he knocked out Overeem, and Overeem's supposed to be this bad, bad guy, and then Verdum, Verdum was, the baddest man on the planet too, and Sergey knocked him out, and then he knocked him out in 15 seconds. So this guy makes him he's like on USA Today, he'd be number 2. Not for non-steroid use. I think you got like 3 steroid users on there right now, or USADA, or whatever you want to call it, band guys that are still ranked.
I wonder, have you crossed paths with Javi yet this week?
I actually haven't seen Javi. The last time I think the first time I ever saw Javi was in New York, and that was the last time I saw him. You
got to think he's going to have, I don't want to say a chip on his shoulder, but I mean, you're a big star, right? I mean, yes, you're right. The win over Sergey was big, but I don't think as many people, general fans, know Sergey the way they know you. You got to think he's going to come in thinking, I'm going to make my name on Roy Nelson.
Yeah, no, the thing is I was actually talking to my wife the other day. I'm like, if, the type of, push or, I don't want to say the push that I get, it's just the fans that I bring. You're just like, dude, I'm gonna make my name off this guy. Like that would be me. So like he could be that guy, or it could be the opposite and going, damn, I gotta fight that guy. And 9 out of 10 times it's, damn, I gotta fight that guy. Or they fight me once and then they go, damn, I don't want to fight that guy again. And that's always how it works.
The fight's going to be a fight, I mean, once the cage door locks. Talk about what the biggest change or difference has been this week, though, just in all the build-up. I mean, obviously, you're working with the new staff, you're doing different things, different ways. What's been the biggest difference from a typical UFC fight week?
I think the biggest typical is just just being excited to go to work. Can't wait until Saturday. Like, normally you're just like, oh, there's all this other stuff. Oh. And now you're just like, you know what? I can't wait till Saturday. I just want to get this done and over with. I just want to, tell the fans, how excited I am to, for fighting on September 24th, the day after. That's where I'm at. I'm just excited just to go out there and just put on a good fight.
Is there a different kind of a stress level this week as compared to your previous weeks with UFC? Or do you not even notice a difference?
Stress levels? No. If anything, it's just a different type of enthusiasm. There's a big difference about enthusiasm. Please and thank you go a long way.
Mm. You mean enthusiasm from the staff that's around you?
Just in general, just in life in general. Anytime someone says please, thank you, it just means so much more than go do this.
I don't want to dig too far into your personal finances or whatever, but the biggest thing that everybody says about the Bellator opportunity is sponsorships. We lost sponsorships in the UFC. Now we get an opportunity to cash in on that. Give us the reality of it. I mean, did you see a huge increase? Did you no longer under the rebuy? I mean, tell us what the reality was for you.
I think the reality for sponsorship for, I guess, in MMA in a whole, they don't really understand what sponsorship actually is. I think that's the biggest thing. Like when you got the guys over in, we'll say the UFC, where they're like, oh yeah, I could see it, or the people that are complaining. The people that are complaining about the UFC sponsorship, and that was the top, we'll say the top 20% that actually make all the money for the UFC. They're the ones that got hurt by the sponsorship because they actually understand what sponsorship. While everybody else is like, woohoo! I got my $2,500. Wow, this is awesome. I only make $5,000 for the fight too, so wow, that's free, And then there's guys going, no, I actually made more money from the sponsorship than I did fighting. So we're kind of like golf, you know. You make a lot more from sponsorship than from, you know, fighting. So for me, like, I'm excited to be over in Bellator because the opportunities are there. Like, you know, for myself, I have Rico's. It's like one of the oldest companies out there. I mean, they were 1906, so it's over 100 years old. And if you've had cheese in the movies, the concession stands, they're the ones that invented the concession nachos. So everybody's had Rico's cheese, and I'm the one brought Rico's cheese into MMA.
Got your personal brand there as well?
We also got myself, Big Country. Then there's also Copper Gel. And then we also have Boston's Pizza. So, I mean, I got a lot of blue chip sponsors that if the UFC was involved, the old regime, it would have been like, oh, there's a $5 million tax. And what does that get me? Nothing. I just want to be with Roy, not you. I want to be with you.
Let's talk about your goal. I mean, the first thing you got to do is you got to beat Javi Ayala. But I mean, they could put you against anybody in the heavyweight division. But it's also a division that doesn't have a title holder right now. So I just wonder, like, are you looking at names in the division and thinking about, you know, fun fights and exciting fights, or does winning a belt actually mean something for you, especially knowing that the belt's empty right now? You could get there pretty quick.
Well, the one thing that I've always said about, like, we'll say the UFC belt used to mean a lot. Like, for me, like, the old regime, like how the belt used to make sense. But then now I think everybody got, you know, it's like TV championship, not non-TV championship. You got the lightweight, heavyweight, the mid-gordium championship. Like, it used to make sense to me. But then that's the reason why I love the Grand Prix. That's why I did the IFL Grand Prix. That's why once you can win, like, Pride Grand Prix, like the old UFC 1 was what? A tournament. Super Bowl is based off a tournament. World Series is based off a tournament. NBA Finals is based off a tournament. Everything in sports is based off of a tournament for one reason: take the politics out of the game. And that's one thing Scott Coker does really well, is he brings in, you know, he'll most likely probably do a heavyweight Grand Prix, and then it just takes the politics out of the game, and all you have to do is win on those days. Those are the important days. You can go, like in football, you can go 16-0, but then when you come to that first playoff game you lose, they don't go, oh, those 16 got you where you got, you know, like, you have to win that the ones that actually count.
So that's what you'd like to see happen in the heavyweight Grand Prix?
I would love to see a heavyweight Grand Prix, because then it just takes the politics out of the game. You don't care who you're fighting. You just go out there and you just put on a show for fame. You can't pick who you want to fight. That's the one thing that our sport is kind of turned towards, that the boxing, where it's like, I'm 40-0, I haven't lost yet, and the reason why is because you fought my sister 40 times.
Last thing for me, I mean, when you play this thing out, you saw what Javi did last time out, man. He came in and shocked the world with that quick knockout. I mean, are you expecting something that happens quick? You two guys coming and just banging out in the center and something happens quick, or are you getting yourself ready for one of those long, you know, patented Roy Nelson wars?
You know what? I'm always anticipated for, you know, a good war, but, like, for me, I like to just get in there and get out, because I already did all the hard work, so I like to feel like I got rewarded.